So if Thursday is truly about setting out the state of the nation, we're going to have to look past the carefully crafted smoke and mirrors, the cherry-picked statistics, and take in the bigger picture of the full 5 years of this administration. But look at the country's trajectory on crime. Look at the country's trajectory on infrastructure maintenance and investment. Look at the trajectory on capital skills and flight. Look at the trajectory on load shedding. Look at the trajectory on poverty.
What the Freedom Front Plus wants to hear is specific action plans and also the implementation plans of those actions from the President. There are 3 priorities. Firstly, of course, the electricity crisis in South Africa, the rebuilding of the economy to create jobs, and also as far as crime is concerned, specifically violent crime. The President must stop to be a lame duck and he must take firm decisions. He must realize that whatever he decides must be in the best interest of South Africa and not in the best interest of the ANC as a political party. That is what we want to hear, and depending on what he is saying, we will judge in whose interest he really governs South Africa.
Our country is in a mess. Lawlessness, the level of crime in this country is very disturbing. It is a free-for-all. Almost all municipalities in the country has collapsed. Our healthcare is on the verge of collapse. Load shedding and water shortage is a crisis. Unemployment has reached crisis proportions. We want President Ramaphosa to address us and to give the country the answers to all these problems. We don't want to hear empty promises. We want concrete plans to address this crisis because our people are looking for solutions.
The ACDP expects the President to urgently announce solutions to Eskom's load shedding, which is having a devastating impact on households, businesses, and the economy as a whole. Citizens are mentally and physically exhausted from load shedding and all the promises and want to see action. Urgent steps are also necessary to drastically improve economic growth levels to address spiraling unemployment and poverty. It also doesn't help that Transnet freight services are struggling to export minerals during the global commodity boom, resulting in the loss of billions of rands of much-needed revenue. Lastly, citizens, businesses and state-owned companies are suffering under the ravages of crime. It is the primary duty of the state to protect its citizens from crime, and it is failing dismally in this respect. Far more needs to be done to stop criminal syndicates ravaging our communities and our SOEs like Eskom and Transnet. We appeal to the President, please bring a message of hope to the nation with action and not mere promises.
Ramaphosa must simply resign. The Ramaphosa-led administration found in Eskom that it had a 78% electricity availability in 2018 with no load shedding, meddled with it, destroyed it, and gave us a permanent state of rolling blackouts where Eskom in 2023 can only provide us with a 58% electricity availability, leaving us with extended periods of blackouts and a crippled economy. For this, he must take full responsibility. Mr. Ramaphosa must take full responsibility for plunging this country to serious debt that the country can ill afford.
The President has the power and the opportunity to begin to turn the nation's somber mood around, and good calls on him to use this power by announcing 3 real commitments in this year's SONA. Firstly, to prioritize relief for the most economically disadvantaged people by implementing a basic income grant. The President must prioritize the electricity crisis. He must share the state's urgent and implementable plan to stop load shedding and give consumers an immediate break by assisting them to acquire solar power themselves. Thirdly, the president must prioritize the stabilization of municipalities. Coalition politics looks like it's here to stay, and without measures to stabilize coalition governments, the instability we're currently seeing in major cities and many other towns will be replicated across the nation.